Hey, wealth builders, what can Wesley Snipes teach us about the income tax? You know, don't know if you know, but a few years ago, Wesley Snipes went to jail for income tax issues. Now, if the government was interested in maximizing their income from taxes, then they would have never put him in jail. They would have put extremely harsh penalties and garnished his wages from his movies. He would have paid them a lot more if they would have just taxed him heavily than if he served his time in jail, which he did, which kind of also spoiled his career quite a bit. So, what do we have to learn from that? The government is more interested in power than they are in tax revenue. In fact, they wanted to make an example out of Wesley because he was high profile. So, that leads me to the next point. The government does not need to tax us. They do not need to do an income tax on us whatsoever. And according to the Constitution, an income tax that is not voted upon and or is not apportioned to our interests, meaning we don't get say in where that money goes directly, is illegal. So, how can I say they don't need to tax us and it's only for power? They don't need to tax us because since 1971, they have an unlimited printing press. The U.S. government, if it weren't for wanting to control us, wouldn't need to tax us at all. They just print as much money as they need, which then is a silent tax because it steals the purchasing power from everything that we've saved. But there's no constraints on that. So they took less money from Wesley Snipes as a battery than they needed to because it was more important to them to make an example of him. And the truth is, they don't need to tax us at all. So they tax us to control us. Through the tax codes, rich people can try to avoid taxation by following the process that the government has put in place. And in doing so, the government manipulates and gets the behavior that they want. You see, they don't need our money. You know, this whole idea of if you stop taxation, where would all the police and all these systems go? It's bullshit. The reality is they want to control us. They can print as much money as they want on demand, and oftentimes they do. Look at all the times they've done QE. So, what do we do with this information? We know that taxes are about control. It's not about revenue. So the first thing is to have the knowledge and know. So the second question is, what do you do about it? If you've made it this far, follow and like for more, and we'll tell you what to do. We'll help you through the journey. Stay strong, wealth builders.